Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Retirement Rescue Reset. Today, March the 11th, is my 56th birthday. And I just posted a video about how I had 100 pounds today come to me in the form of Harry there. His dad just dropped him off for doggy daycare. So I'm doing that on my birthday. And then I'll have some dinner with friends and a homemade birthday cake. I kind of wanted to talk to you today about my personal retirement rescue reset program. And you're going to think, oh gosh, it's something to buy. No, it's just my philosophy on how we have to save ourselves after a financial disaster, after our 50s, such as a layoff, a divorce, a bereavement, or anything else that could have happened in your life to make your finances go off the beaten track. You'll notice that I'm in my dressing gown and bathrobe to you Americans. And the reason for that is this is me living my life. I'm in my pajamas and bathrobe. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I just had Harry get dropped off for the day until 3:30 this afternoon, and got handed my 100-pound British sterling payment. That's approximately 118 pounds for you, $118 for you Americans. And I'm walking a set of dogs that's sisters with Harry, and that's 55 minutes for those two dogs. The walk is included with Harry, is 80 pounds. So today on my birthday, for one walk of 55 minutes plus hanging out with Harry, I'm making 180 pounds, which is over 200 US dollars. So the first thing is something terrible's happened. You've lost your job, you've had a bereavement, and after the shock of that incident, that life change happens, you'll find, perhaps, like I found myself, that you have no income or very low income or radically changed income from what you expected, and it's just not enough. And you have to do some things pretty immediately to get yourself back on track. So the first thing is stop spending. That means everything that's non-essential. You have to immediately stop it. So that's subscriptions, that's shopping for things that are out with your food and grocery budget. You then have to budget those groceries. You have to make a meal plan. If you don't know how to do this, you can use YouTube. It's a great resource to find frugal budgets, meal planning. Put in the amount you can afford a week if it's 40 or 50 pounds a week, grocery shopping for two on 50 pounds a week in YouTube, and it'll show you people who are doing it every single day. So I did that. Unfortunately, I wasted some time because I was looking for, after my layoff, traditional employment again. But what I quickly realized is I wasn't going to find it. I was running out of money. I had stopped spending, but my bills were so much and I needed to bring in income and I didn't know how to do that. So I saw these ads online for, UGC and brand deals and make something for a digital marketplace like a cookbook or a printable or all these things. And I was overwhelmed and I didn't know how to do any of these things. And I thought, I'm going to drown. We're going to be homeless. And we had always had dogs, and I was just going through Facebook looking for my connections to see who I could reach out to and beg for some work. And I saw an ad for somebody who was looking for somebody to dog sit their dog. And I thought, I've had dogs all my life. I've taken pet first aid. Let me respond to this ad. So I wrote to this complete stranger who was in one of my Facebook community groups. And I said, we're retired now. I have the time. I live really close to you. I'm over 50, responsible. I can host at my home or I can do it at your home. And what are the requirements of your dog? I'm really interested. And this person was so thankful and desperate because it was a last minute situation. The person they had for a dog sitter had some emergency and had to cancel. So they were really strapped last minute. And I got that job, and then I used them for a reference. And I used friends that I had watched their dogs for free before I knew I needed a job as references. And I opened up my own Facebook page. And I quickly learned that local services, service-based work, so this is nothing online, the services, dog sitting, babysitting, running errands for people, doing service ironing in my home while I'm watching TV. I quickly started doing service work as much as I could find that was within my capability right here in my local area, and the income started trickling in. And then I saw people reselling stuff on resale sites. And I thought, my gosh, we've had so much junk. We're both retired. We don't need all this stuff. When was the last time I even put my hand on any of this stuff? Was over a decade ago. I wonder if there would be anybody interested in purchasing it. So whatever I had, I made sure it was clean, ironed if necessary. I learned how to take pictures, and I wrote up descriptions that basically told not just the standard stuff about what the item was, what the dimensions were, but I talked a little bit about the item and how you could use it perhaps, or what I did with it if it was used, or if it was an unwanted gift and it was new in the box. That spoke for itself. And my goal was to earn 30 pounds a day on the resale sites with the things I had. Now remember, those things run out. So if you want to keep reselling, you have to do what I do now, which is when you're walking past a charity shop, a yard sale, you go to a boot sale, you look for items that are high quality, in demand, and are able to be resold. And I didn't know what those items were at first, so I had to use the app. I'd look up the thing I was proposing to buy to see if there was a market for it. So, one, stop spending. Two, find service work. I'm telling you, it's right there. Just use Facebook, use your community links, ask your friends, put up your own Facebook page like I did. I have a dog sitting Facebook page, plus I have a page for ironing, which is called The Press Place, where I advertise my ironing, in-home ironing services for less than the laundromat and the dry cleaner. And then you have to start frugally living. And that means wearing the clothes you have, being more low maintenance. As you notice, I don't color my hair anymore. I love it. I don't wear disposable contact lenses anymore. I'm 56 years old. I look great in my glasses. I feel confident. There's no reason for me to be spending money on that. Cook meals at home. I have my coffee here that I made this morning in my own home. I'm not going to go and buy coffee when I'm on my dog walk later, even though I live in central London and I pass at least, I don't know, 10 or 15 coffee houses on my way to the park to walk the dogs and pick up the other dogs on the way. Um, it's, it's money that I can have in my pocket. So as you build up this service work, you're already budgeting. You have income coming in. Don't forget that we have tax on some of that. So either look it up on HMRC or your local tax, the IRS, online.com, to see how much you should be saving out of that. Live essentially, minimally. Don't waste money. You don't need these things. What you need is a roof over your head, food in your mouth, and your utilities paid. The peace that comes with that is a peace I can't even tell you. And then after you build up your service income, you'll start noticing you have a few extra dollars, pennies, or pounds at the end of the month. You need to save that. You need to save that in a place where, one, until you have 3 months of emergency fully stocked up in an easily accessible place. It's going to take a while at the beginning. It's going to feel like it's just dripping in and you're never going to get there. And then all of a sudden it's going to be 5 pounds at a time and 10 pounds at a time. And all of a sudden you have 3 months. Once you have income coming in, you're setting stuff aside for taxes. You're living as frugally as possible. I'm going to get into all the ways we do that in the next video. Setting aside some money for taxes, looking around your home to see if you can sell anything on one of the resale sites. And then once you have spare, you have to fund your emergency fund. Fund 3 full months of rent, mortgage, utilities, and food. And if you have a car, for petrol and insurance for the car, and your house insurance. That's it. You don't need anything else in that emergency fund. If you can pad it out a little extra, do it, but that is absolutely essential. Once that's done, if you have any pennies, pounds, or dollars left over, start accumulating them and put them into a high yield savings account or a pension vehicle so that you can start investing and have some dividends or have some interest coming in. This has been a great birthday talk with you guys. I'm gonna go look after Harry and give him some attention and play with him a little bit before I get my shower and head out to do my dog walks. And then I'll be back playing with Harry until I drop him off later. Or actually, I think his owner, his parent, is gonna come pick him up. And then I'm gonna have my birthday meal here. So thanks for spending my birthday with me. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.